What's going on YouTube? KZ Guy 2 here, aka No Nonsense Know How on my main channel, which I'll plug a link to over here if you want to check that out. But today's video is going to be a quick walk around tour of this 1998 Sea Ray 215 Express Cruiser that I'm looking at selling. I have it posted up, so I figured I'd do a detailed walk around, show any and all of the imperfections. Before we begin, I will say if you're looking for an immaculate Sea Ray, this is not it, but this is a very solid running, mechanically sound boat that's turnkey ready to roll down the river. It's 21.5 feet long. It's got the carbureted 350 Mercruiser with an Alpha 1 drive, and she just rolled over 300 hours, so pretty low hour engine on this. I've owned her for 2 years. She's been very reliable, but I'm looking at getting a different type of boat, and you can't keep them all. So anyway, we'll start with doing a walk around on this trailer. It takes a 2-inch ball. It does have a 7-pin connector on it. However, this trailer does not have brakes. Chains are in good shape. Got the jack. Has a full-size spare with brand new tire and galvanized wheel. Got the chain tied down to keep the boat from bobbing at all. Your winch, okay, looks great. Trailer's in good condition. It does not have a title for the trailer. I never got one from the previous owner. He couldn't find the registration, so you know, I've ran into that a lot with boat trailers. Seems pretty common. And so does have a title for the boat, of course, in my name. And yeah, I have the numbers taped up just so whatever. Seems like the popular thing to do. Rollers are all there and intact, not immaculate, but they work fine. You can see the bottom of the boat has been painted before because the previous guy had it in a slip, and I never bothered to repaint it because I don't store it in a slip. I keep it on land, so you can do that if you'd like to. All 4 tires and rims are brand new on this trailer, along with new wheel bearings as well. Of course, the galvanized wheels I went with. Nice ratchet straps securing the boat down. And I think that pretty much shows you everything on the trailer. Yeah, it's got the LED lights. They work great. Let's move on to the boat. All right, so up front, we've got a stainless steel rail that goes around the perimeter and is very solid, not bent or broken. In here, you have your anchor compartment. Very big, fits a very large anchor in there. Bow light, couple cleats. Okay, moving along, the gel coat on this boat is not immaculate, and I've never spent the time to buff it. So there are areas you're gonna find that have some spider cracking and whatnot. But I will tell you, if you spend the time to do it, this boat will buff out and look immaculate. It will look beautiful. Not perfect, not brand new, but it will look nice. You can see I started removing the decals, but didn't fully get all the way there. This is your sink drain from inside the cabin. We'll go there later. The Sea Ray logos are in good shape. Moving along, you can see the mud stains that you get on the river. I mean, down my area. This comes right off with some hull cleaner though. And if you buff it, you won't get that as much. Big gouge there, definitely needs some gel coat repair. And probably the worst of it is back here. It's not leaking or anything, but somebody definitely bumped, previous guy bumped pretty hard, and well, that could certainly be repaired, or just leave it and it's fine too. The stern drive's in good shape. When I got this boat, it had a slight little oil residue on the bottom, so I said, you know what, let me take it out, go through it entirely. I replaced all the seals, re-shimmed the motor, made sure using the Mercruiser tool that was all good, replaced the bellow. I put new stainless steel lines on it because they had a little bit of fraying, but now she's got no leaks. All the anodes are there in good shape and run solid. I also put a new prop on it. I did put this SE Sport. People have mixed feelings on these, but I picked this up, tried it out, and I did another video on it if you want to check that out. Shows the boat running too and the max speed and all that kind of stuff. It's got the Garmin GPS, the better one, which does have depth finder, clear view, fish finder, and all that good stuff. So that's that. And walking along this side, this is your bilge outlet. And looking for imperfections. See right here on this gel coat. You got that kind of stuff, but otherwise she's in good shape, especially from 10 feet away. And just trying to give you an overall walk around. This is the horn up here and coming down low. Again, I keep saying it, but if you buff it out, she will look nice. This is the fuel tank vent right there. And yeah, let's hop in the boat now. It's got the aluminum ladder, a 3-tier ladder. It's got the shower, outside shower, which is not hooked up. I believe it needs a pump, and the tank is actually missing too. I never bothered to do that though. This handle, you could replace that with a stainless one if you wanted to. But back here, the deck's in excellent condition, no problems. There's your fuel fill. Got your little door here. Coming on in. All right, now these back seats, these you can leave in or they pop out. A lot of time I'll leave them out. I always leave this one out just because it leaves extra room for getting in and out. Brand new Kenwood speakers. And this upholstery, it's not immaculate in this boat, but it's also not sun-rotted and falling apart yet. Like, all right, there you have a little tiny split there. But this one had some slight cracking, so I put this cheetah fabric over it. I actually did it just real quick, and then so many people compliment this all the time, so I'm like, you know what, let me just leave it on there. I'll show you a quick shot of the motor. The 5.7 liter, 250 horsepower, dual batteries. It does have a battery switch located right under there too, so you can alternate between the batteries. Now, this boat does have a very minimal power steering leak. Have to top it off basically once a season, and so occasionally you get slight oil residue in the bilge. I've looked around, I don't know where the heck it's coming from, if it's the power steering. I think it might be the pump, honestly, but it's so minimal that I never even messed with it. So yeah, that's, I guess, a little bit lazy on my part. This is the auxiliary fuel tank for your stern drive oil. I've bypassed this because these hoses are notorious for allowing water in between where it connects to the stern drive. The brass fitting breaks or the hose breaks and they allow water into the stern drive. So I just eliminated that completely, and it's a standard fill type now on your stern drive Alpha. Sorry if I'm sounding crazy or going too fast here, by the way, because it's hot today. I'm sitting in the sun here. But I did put a brand new stainless steel bilge bracket, not bilge, a bracket for the trim pump back there too, so that was like 80 bucks. I replaced the solenoids too when I did that. Let me throw this back down. Comes with a built-in cooler, fiberglass floors, which is really nice, nothing to rot out. These are all solid fiberglass with no wood in them. You have this tray, and then underneath of this is the fuel tank, and you have more deep storage under that one too, that you can store like some 5-gallon jugs and whatnot. A lot of time I'll just keep a spare fuel tank in there, a spare 5 gallons of fuel. Does have a 50-gallon fuel tank, which I wrote on there, and some people probably wouldn't like that, but you can erase that if you want. 309 hours. All the gauges work with the exception of the trim gauge. Probably needs a new sensor on the stern drive. Does come with this RAM mount for your cell phone, and here's the Garmin. Okay, stainless steel cup holders throughout on it. You got one there, and the rest are tucked under here. Plenty of storage in these sides, and then you have storage underneath each of the seats too. That one's got storage too, and of course your factory pull-out cooler that locks into these brackets. Very handy. Okay, so we got some fishing pole holders on each side, which double as holding the bimini to keep it in the lowest position, so that way I can back into my carport. But when it's up, it goes into these clips, and this bimini's in very nice condition. It's not a cheap Amazon one. This is like the Sunbrella good stuff. Stainless steel rods. I do have a black snap cover for this that's in excellent condition and covers the window as well, so that's really nice to have. This door has a lock here. One of the nicest features about these Sea Ray 215s are the steps that double as a door, so very easy access to get up front, open this window, and deal with your lines up there. But, looking at the fabric, you know, no, it's not immaculate, slight browning. You could clean this one with a magic eraser, but that is what it looks like, and I want to be upfront about that, because my idea of okay and fine is different than somebody else's idea of that. So you know, as long as it's not torn, that's when I would take care of it, because you don't want water getting into the foam. Fire extinguisher's good. Aftermarket radio with Bluetooth, pairs right up. It's also got a subwoofer, right? And stepping down into here, I'm 6'2", and this thing has awesome overhead. I can just sit here, hey, look at me sweating. I can just sit here with great overhead clearance. So I like that about this boat. Now you've got a table that can get snapped out into the boat out there with the pole. I've never used, or you can put it in here, or that slides out and sits right here, and then this cushion turns the whole dealie into a nice bed. I've slept out on this and it's been nice. Water skis don't come with the boat. This window works good. It never has ever leaked, but it does have this slight stain around it, so I'm not sure how that got there, but it's never leaked on me before. I do store this in the carport though, but I've been out in the rain and it's never leaked. Comes with the porta potty, never used it once. It's brand new, about $100 I paid for that. And that's the bathroom area. Get your curtain to pull clothes if need be. Trash can right there. A sink and more storage under there. And that's what it looks like. Sun's back out. Let me see if I can show you this floor. The floor is in great condition. Has that grip on it. Does have a snap-in carpet too, but it's not in great shape, so I never used it. However, if you want it, of course, it's a great template to be able to use to replace the carpet. You have these for getting on and off the dock. Nice, like, you know, it's got the handle there too. So if you want to go out that way or out the back. And I think that pretty much shows you everything. And going back to these stairs, like, you know, I didn't clean this boat at all. So there's nothing I'm trying to hide here with it. It's not polished up. It will clean up very nice if that's your cup of tea. Does have slight spider cracking on here. This gel coat, it's very common for a boat that's 20 years old to get that kind of stress cracking. Pretty normal from what I've seen. So I have the stern drive. Of course, the trim works good and all that. I'm gonna put it down real quick. Of course, I don't have the hose on it, but I'll just fire it up so you can hear it. There you go, turnkey. Cranks up every time. My chickens did not like that though. That pissed my rooster off. Let me hop down here now. As far as maintenance, before the winter, I always change the stern drive fluid and check for any water intrusion, grease the wheel bearings, change the motor oil at the beginning of the season. Did that this past spring. And yeah, I think that's pretty much everything I can think of. If there's anything else I think of, I will let you know, but that is the boat. That's what it looks like. And you know, it's not perfect. If you want to go over it and make the gel coat spotless perfect, you can definitely do that. This boat has a lot of potential. It's been very, very reliable, and I honestly hate to sell it. But anyway, guys, that is the 1998 Sea Ray 215 Express Cruiser. Let me know if you got any other questions. Plug them down below, or if you have any comments, feel free. Drop it a thumbs up if you liked it. Again, check out my main channel, which I'll try and put up in the corner or down below in the description. And yeah, till next time, KZ Guy 2 here. Hopefully I'll see you in another video.